Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome to ICBM, which is a horror game where you're a living human nuclear missile. You open your eyes in a leather chair. The surrounding room is small, only a few meters in diameter and circular in shape. Around you is a typical 1950s control panel. On the table is also a folder with Top Secret stamped on the cover. Good morning, congratulations on your selection, and welcome to the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Program. Before you is the mission briefing. It would be ideal for you to familiarize yourself fully with the nature of the mission, but unfortunately due to an enemy attack, our time is limited. On the second page, you'll find the coordinates of our target. Remember, the fate of our entire nation depends on you. Good luck. You pick up the folder. Inside, several neatly organized and numbered pages. On the second page, there's a brief description of the target, which on quick reading appears to be a military installation, along with coordinates. Below the description is a small image, showing two rotary dials and explanation on how to set the coordinates. Where's my instructions? Oh, you just click it. Okay, I thought it was going to be like a little more in-depth than that. For a few seconds, nothing happens, until a horrifying screech, which I hear right now, by the way, fills the room as if massive 1,000-ton metal structures were grinding against each other. The whole room shakes in rhythm with the sound. Oh, thank God. I was like trying to speed read for that. Just as you begin to think the noise will never end, it stops. The next folder page shows a diagram of 6 small switches and a lever. Open the 6 fuel injectors with levers shown in the diagram. After configuring the injectors, open the blast door with the lever. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, a detonate button. You hear a giant metal door open above you like thunder striking. The next folder page shows a diagram of a large round button. Above it is a simple label, Launch. Below the diagram is a caption. Before launching, review the instructions on page 5 regarding post-launch corrections. You turn to page 5 where is a small diagram showing the 3 buttons and instructions how you should decouple the engines after the propellant runs out. Instantly, a terrifying rumble and vibration fill the control room. You feel gravity double, press you deeper into the chair. Breathing becomes difficult, and as the blood drains from your head, dizziness sets in. Wait, what? On the small monitor, the first stage fuel count scrolls. First stage: 100,000, 50,000, 30,000, 10,000, 3,000, 1,000. First engine. The surrounding noise and shaking this is kind of like an ASMR thing. We're already beyond comprehension. Yet somehow the echo of a 1,000-ton rocket motor detaching is even worse. The cabin lurches violently. 2 more to go. Second stage. Even though you anticipated the sound, it burns into your mind even stronger than the first attachment. Third stage. As before, the claustrophobic combination of roaring and pounding makes it feel like your head will explode. And then, it ends. The soft hum feels like absolute silence compared to the prior cacophony. You notice a small monitor above the panel showing your distance to the target. 4,920 kilometers. After sitting in silence for a while, warning lights start blinking in the top right corner of the panel. You turn to page 7 in the folder, which contains a diagram explaining the midcourse corrections. Counterline the office degrees using the sliders shown in the diagram. Okay, so... right? I did this correctly, I think. Blinking stops. In perfect silence, a low hum begins. The hum intensifies. The hum has become chaotic vibration and roaring. Your stomach feels twisted from the growing G-forces. You're barely conscious. The surrounding chaos is indescribable. Are you there? Detonate. You open your eyes in the same leather chair, in the same small circular room. Wait. Well, I'm probably just in control area then. Excellent work in the previous flight. The operation achieved a great strategic advantage against our enemy. We couldn't have done without you. The briefing for your next mission is in the folder before you. Remember, the fate of our entire nation depends on you. Good luck. Next to the folder on the table is now a small jar filled with tablets. You open the folder. The first page, which previously only bore the name of the program, now has a bright red message. You are alone during the program. If you hear voices or speaking, remember these hallucinations are caused by the extreme stress of the flight. If the hallucinations interfere with your mission, take one alkaloid-based sedative tablet from a jar on the table. Good luck. The target is now a power plant 100 kilometers off a big city, and the next target's gonna probably be the city. You don't want to hear voices. I don't want to hear that noise either. You take a deep breath. The same horrific sound fills the cabin as the growing gravity presses your body into itself. You are inside a brain. Eyes stare at you. You take a pill. You fade into the silence around you. That was kinda weird. Time passes and the aggressive panel lights whisper to you that mid-course realignment was required. Silence. Listen carefully. We want what's best for you. The previous strike 2 weeks ago killed 25,000 people. You can still change the course of history. If you were in control of the last flight, activate the redirect thrusters as a sign. We'll contact you again during the terminal phase. You're good at following orders. Red warning lights shout at you to do the realigning again. You hate the roar the missile makes when it re-enters the atmosphere. You take a pill. You don't know how to sit, what to feel. The flesh of the surrounding walls slowly melts as the missile heats up. Why does it melt your body too and free you from this nightmare? Thank you for your cooperation. Listen carefully. Your government is using you to potentially kill millions of people. You are part of a large information brain system in your silo. Your memory is uploaded to a new body inside the missile between launches. Okay, I kinda get how it makes sense now. I was like, how are you? Because the missile's obviously not returning, right? I'm like, If there is a next operation, the nuclear pulse will be strong enough to disable electronics in your silo and cripple the simulation system. Detonate the warhead once the first rocket stage runs out. We trust you and want only your freedom. You're just the enemy, you just don't want to get nuked. Good luck. You take a pill. You're good at following orders. Remember that. Detonate. You open your eyes in the same chair made of skin, in the same far too small circular room. Excellent work in the previous operation. Thanks to you, we've practically already won the war, but in their foolishness, our enemy refuses to surrender. This final flight will show them how much our senselessness will cost them in human lives. You are a hero of your people, and we will reward you handsomely. Remember, the fate of our entire nation depends on you. Good luck. You pay no attention to the folder in front of you. I am flesh, and it is flesh. For I am the machine, and all will burn. You like the taste of blood in your mouth. You despise the obscene roar produced by the rocket engine. You take a pill. You take a pill. You take a pill. You open your eyes in a round room. Your lower body has been replaced by numerous tubes extending deep into you and into a softly humming machine. You grab the tubes and rip them out with chunks of flesh. Blood and thick brown fluid stain the metal floor. You try to pry yourself off the platform, but a metal rod in place of your spine pins you down. You grip the edge of the platform and rip your back free. Red blood fills your eyes as you collapse stomach first into the stained floor. Freedom. One last breath before you are finally free. Thank you for playing. So I guess that's it for ICBM. Now, going on the game page, this is actually a teaser for a concept that they're working on, and they said, like, this does not represent the final gameplay, or at least how it's exactly going to be executed. So, by that assumption of what they're saying, I'm assuming they mean, yes, you'll actually have to pay attention, like, read the instructions and kind of do things the right way. This one obviously was very simplified. It was essentially, like, non-linear. Like, there was no failure state. It was just, you hit the buttons and things go. But I think it's a very cool concept. I think they said this is a visual novel kind of teaser, so maybe the full product's also gonna be a little bit less wordy, at least during the gameplay portion anyway. Maybe we'll have like in between. So my guess is gonna be, this is what I'm assuming they're gonna do, is the whole thing makes you think of like this is gonna be a surreal horror version of Death Con, if you ever played that game. And I'd be all for that. That sounds like a cool concept. But yeah, anyway. So thank you all for watching me play ICBM. I'll see you guys later and take it easy.